It is day number 2 of the Missouri 2020 season, and whereas we had a really good show yesterday, we did not put anything on the ground, but we're back after him today, and we're going to get it. What a roller coaster of a season it has been. Came in downwind, it actually winded me. So yesterday we went to a spot where we had a bird roosted, and after it was really dark, we went in there and set up, and we got in there the next morning, and we did see birds. We seen Tom and a Jake. Tom stuck around all morning, but he did not want to cross to the side of the field that we were on. I thought, just from a couple other experiences, even though I'd never hunted this area, that the birds normally worked up that way. Well, I was wrong. They work up that way to about the halfway point, and then they head into the woods. And that's exactly what they did. So after all the birds left, we went down there and had another bird fire up and made a bad move on that one and ruined it. But we learned a little bit yesterday about where to set up, so after we were done hunting there, we cleared out another spot that we're going to go back and try this morning. These birds have been roosting behind us. We actually have a bird straight in front of us. I don't know if you can see my finger here. We're going to try to get him to gobble. And there it is. It sounds like that's the only bird over here this morning. Unless these guys are being quiet behind us, because I'm sure there's some birds roosted behind us. But we kind of spooked some of them yesterday, so they may be being quiet. But that's good. We can call from that direction. We have permission to be over there. And we can call across that field. So we should be in the area by default that they want to be into. So hopefully it's plays out just like it's supposed to. Bird flies down, sees the decoys, comes over. But we'll find out. Our plan was not to call, but we got a bird here, and I think I said this earlier, but we can call across this field. We can hunt over there. We can't hunt behind us, which is where they were yesterday. So hopefully those dudes fly out here shortly. He's fired up. He's been double gobbling and triple gobbling. We're feeling pretty good about today. We got at least one, maybe two hot gobblers just on the other side of the field. And they sound like they flew down, but I'm not sure. But they're answering every time we call. They're gobbling at other things too, you know, they're just really on fire birds. But I think we're where they ultimately want to end up. Oh, there's one behind us. Okay, I knew they would be. So we're in a pretty good situation right now. We got our first turkey in the field. I can't really tell what it is yet, but they are getting pretty close to where we were yesterday, which is very frustrating. And there he is, in all his beauty. The bad news is those hens are going straight, and I mean straight to where we were yesterday. The good news is I think they'll end up down here, because this is their strut zone, but that's a little bit frustrating. How far you think he is, Cade?
200 or something.
Take the shot.
Looks like you do with a bow when you aim in the air.
Opposite side of the field. Don't that beat all? I don't see the other hens, Cade, do you?
I don't either, no. I haven't for a little bit either.
Well, that one hen kind of seems to be coming towards us, so that may not be a bad thing. Every time this situation happens to me, I get a little bit impatient and start trying to make bad decisions, like sneak down creek beds and stuff like that. I almost brought my fan yesterday, and I decided not to, because when I bring my fan, I try to use it. I think if we had that fan right now, we could crawl out and kill that bird. But we didn't bring it, so we're going to have to be patient. He does look like he's kind of working towards us. He's definitely on our side of the field now, and he started on the opposite. But he's just staying in that one little high point over there. Almost directly in front of where we were sitting the other day. Probably a little bit too far out. He's probably 100 yards out from where we were sitting, but directly in line with it. Definitely close enough. I think he would have came and checked out the decoys, but that's turkey hunting, man. He's back with his hen now, where he was the whole time and we just couldn't see her. But she's taking him the wrong dang way. I will more than likely have to make a pass at this bird when he loses that hen. But you never know, she might change course and come right down the middle of the field. They do that sometimes. But it looks like he's taking her straight away. Is he breeding one right now? He looks like it, but I don't see another hen over there. Oh, there's a second hen. He looks like he's breeding one, Cade. Maybe he's just practicing. Whenever you're ready. Try not to shoot the decoy. Dude,
Let's go!
dude, I knew they would work down that edge. I told you.
Oh, dude. It's so new that the shell won't even spin.
Dude, I had time to turn the GoPro on, but I didn't have time to
Dude, they worked down there just like you said they were going to. Holy crap. Give me,
I
dude.
knew this is where they wanted
Let's
to
go.
be. I'm so happy you got one, man.
Dude.
You have had a couple of rough seasons. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this for a minute.
Heck yeah.
Nice shot, man. How do you like them decoys at
Dude.
15 yards?
I mean, you turned perfectly in front of me, too.
You didn't shoot my decoys either.
You were shaking more than me when I went to take that shot. I heard you.
Dude, I heard him.
I know.
I heard him spitting and drumming. All that cold and adrenaline hits at once. Well, let's go see what you got, buddy. What's he look like?
A nice one. It's a nice beard.
What do you think them spurs are?
Inch and a quarter, probably.
Stand up with him, hold him up. That's a big bird. So this was the setup this morning. We were tucked right up under that tree and against that fence. That bird we seen yesterday was right out here where those decoys were. That bird gobbled over here. They worked their way all the way across this field. And then we lost them in here. And I told Kate, I said I thought they'd work this edge. Probably 20 minutes later, I see a hen. Then I hear him spitting and drumming, and I just knew he was coming. But that's a really nice bird. Super happy. We were getting ready to clean Kate's bird, and we had one fire off right behind us, so we threw his bird under that tree and set up. It's the same place we had a bad setup on yesterday, but we were able to get to where we needed to without spooking the bird like we did yesterday, so we're going to try him. I've got this bird fired up, and he's panic gobbling now. He's gobbling about every 10 seconds, so I'm cutting him off. I'm going to see if he'll come down here and check us out, because we got to get that other bird breasted and on ice pretty soon, so this is going to have to happen quick or it ain't happening. But he's gobbled twice while I've been talking. Three times. That bird sounded fired up for a hot minute, and he got closer and closer and closer, and I thought I heard a hen clucking, and I'm guessing a hen went to him, one of the hens that was with our guy out here, because Kate's seen one hen fly into the field when I started calling, and there was like 4 other hens that are unaccounted for, and then he started getting farther and farther away. The mistake we made yesterday is we kind of molested this spot, and we got the birds too close, and then we didn't have a good setup, and we didn't have a good setup now. And for that reason, I think that's why there wasn't any roosted here. So we're going to leave this spot alone, back out while the backing out's good, and I'll probably be back in here in the morning unless roosting a bird leads me somewhere else. But we'll see. We just heard a shot. Well, you probably heard that. If you didn't, it sounded like a shotgun going off. And that was right where we last seen that turkey. So maybe it wasn't another hen, maybe another hunter was calling him off. Was that another one? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm guessing that was another hunter that just maybe killed that bird, and it was off on private. We've seen a car pull in there this morning, so very, very possible.